Hello and welcome to this month's Digital Team Brief. I do hope you find these briefings of use and that the information shared within them is disseminated to your teams and departments. Please remember that in some cases the information shared might require tailoring for specific areas or staff groups, as I really appreciate your help in doing that. The last month has seen yet more developments in the response to COVID-19, as well as a lot of positive work and operational improvements that we've made at the Trust. I will cover them in this video. First of all, I'd like to highlight the oxygen tank installation programme. As you will be aware, work is progressing at pace with the installation of a new oxygen store located on Fountain Street. The eagle-eyed will have noticed quite extensive groundworks underway, and this is to ensure the oxygen tank, which is a precautionary measure for a potential requirement, sits on a stable and strong footing. Our Director of Estates, Paul Featherstone, tells me that the ground reinforcements that will sit under the oxygen tank are similar to the type of strength you would see on Manchester Airport's runway, so it's fairly strong. We anticipate that the tank will be moved in for the final install in due course, and I'll appreciate your help in keeping this site clear of cars and obstructions as the work continues. Next, I'd like to highlight the touchscreen installation. Our medical unit was one of the first areas of the Trust to go live with the new touchscreens designed to allow for real-time management of patient information, which helps with board rounds and patient care, as well as removing the use of the handwritten patient information boards. The information is also available from other locations within the Trust, which makes the confidential sharing of information much more efficient. In turn, it is hoped that this will increase our efficiency as an NHS Trust. I'd also like to highlight the work that's going on with regards to Attend Anywhere and our elective surgery programme. I'm pleased to report that we've recently reinstated much of our elective surgery, and as a result, we will see more patients in the hospital. In addition, we have fully launched the Attend Anywhere service, which is a video consultation platform where patients can receive follow-up consultations with their caregiver remotely, and this will be undertaken via a video conferencing platform. This service has already been piloted by other trusts and the feedback is really positive. Attend Anywhere isn't appropriate for all patients, but where it is appropriate, we'll be offering it as an alternative to coming in for a physical appointment. This helps patients with reducing the amount of time needed to attend an appointment, and it also saves them expenses such as parking or public transport. Next, I just want to talk a little bit about NHS Pay awards, which some staff will be receiving. You will have seen recently that the government decided to award pay rises to certain parts of the public sector. This included teachers, police officers and doctors. I appreciate that whilst for some members of our team this is welcome news, for many, specifically nurses, AHPs and other colleagues on Agenda for Change contracts, this increase does not include them. I fully understand the frustration with this, specifically since the tremendous amount of hard work our team members and the entire NHS has contributed over the last 6 months. The reasons cited for this are that staff members on Agenda for Change contracts are in their final year of their 3-year pay deal. We are continuing to contribute to the national debate and supporting trade unions in their negotiations to appropriately award all NHS staff for their hard work, specifically since the beginning of what has been one of the most difficult periods in the history of the NHS. I'd just like to return to our scanner appeal. Despite the disruption to everyday life, I'm still really humbled by how we have continued to find ways to raise money for the Trust Scanner appeal. We have just surpassed 65,000, which whilst it is some way off our target, given the past 6 months, I think is pretty good and an example that despite our focus being elsewhere, we still haven't taken our eye off this very important campaign. I also want to highlight the changes to our emergency department. You will remember that towards the end of last year, we shared with you that we had received over £16 million to reconfigure our emergency department. I'm pleased to tell you that we have been quietly getting on with the drawing up of the plans and designs on how this money will be invested. It is hoped that within the next few months, work will begin to redesign our emergency department, which will allow for a far better flow and experience from a patient perspective. It will also help with becoming more efficient in this part of the trust. As milestones are set and reached, I will be writing out to share a little bit more about these developments and hopefully share a number of pictures with you. So keep your eye out for those. I'd also just like to talk to you a little bit about NHS 111 first. Staying with ED, you might recall that during the height of our response to COVID-19, our emergency department fell very quiet, with only those most essential cases being seen. This is a trend we would like to continue, as the emergency department should really just be used for emergency cases. With this in mind, there has been a national piece of work underway which looks at how a booking system might work for urgent care referrals. The system would involve a patient calling NHS 111 and then be either located at a time slot within ED or triaged to another service, either within the hospital setting or within the community. A couple of localities across the country are trialling this approach, and there is an expectation that this will be rolled out nationally from December. Obviously, this will be a cultural change for both patients and staff. However, the benefits for patients accessing the right care first time are significant. Finally, I just want to again extend my thanks and appreciation for all the hard work colleagues have continued to show over the last 6 months. These have been the strangest of times and certainly a significant event in recent history. We have all played a crucial role in ensuring that we have been in the best possible position to deal with this pandemic, and I know that we will be ready again should we see a significant increase in cases. It's only by continuing to work as we have that we will remain strong and rise to the challenge again should that be required. So please pass on my thanks to all of your team members.